We're here with Dr. Mark Snyder, Process R&D Applications Manager. Nice to meet you, Mark.
Nice to meet you.
So Mark, there's been some very exciting and interesting booths. What is the highlight so far for you at this conference?
The highlight for me since I'm at Bio-Rad is the Bio-Rad booth. It's amazing to see some of the technologies that Bio-Rad has come up with over the last 2 or 3 years and even longer to support the biotech industry. More globally, this whole area has grown from a few niche companies or a few large companies 20 years ago to all sorts of different companies now with a huge array of new technologies, each one of them serving in some cases a very specific function that people have really come to depend on. And it's really interesting to see how the field has grown up over the last, in my career over the last 30, 35 years to what they're being able to do today and the kinds of services and products they're able to offer that just didn't even exist way back when.
So Mark, what are some of the challenges in process development?
Globally, there are economic challenges as the healthcare industry in general is being pressured by governmental and non-governmental organizations to really bring down the cost of drugs. On the flip side of that, there have been a number of analyses that have shown that even if the process development, the downstream process development costs go to zero, that won't affect the cost of the drugs at the end of the day. So there's this push-pull between people who say it doesn't matter and people who say you've got to save every penny. And that tends to compress a lot of things that otherwise maybe would be looked at to the advantage of some of the manufacturing processes. Second thing is that today a lot of drugs are being made using therapeutic proteins that are not your run-of-the-mill platformable antibodies that everybody was looking at 5-10 years ago. So enzymes, for example, there's no set platform for those. Everyone is a novelty, so you have to look at everyone separately. So it's taking more time and you really have to know what you're doing because it's not just throw something on protein A and another column and we're done. I think there are challenges for my end of the business to develop orthagonal techniques for purifying proteins to make the job simpler as these new non-platformable things are coming around. There's some companies that have dumbed down the science of process development to the point where what you learn is how to do a design of experiment software analysis of what you think you want to do. So the software spits out some conditions, you run the conditions, you get a nice 2D plot, you get a green spot, and the green is where I want to be. And if you don't understand why that's green, then a couple of years down the road when something fails, your only answer is, well, but it was green.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not working. So I think that's really unfortunate. I think that people have lost a lot of the basics in terms of why they're doing what they're doing and how certain chromatographies work. Along with the economic challenges, I think that the industry has not done a good job of educating people on why drugs cost so much. The average cost to bring a drug to market today, if you divide the number of drugs that are licensed in any one year divided by the total research cost of the industry, is about $5 to $7 billion. Now that is a huge amount of money because the largest cost is failure. Out of billions and billions of R&D dollars that go into trying to find the right compound to purify, only one of them ends up making it all the way through, and most of them don't make it all the way through. So I think a lot of people don't appreciate that, and that would at least tend to normalize some of the conversations. But having said that, I think that it's also incumbent upon the drug companies to be responsible in their pricing in this day when economics really plays a large part in how people live their lives.
Thank you so much, Mark, for sharing all your opinions and ideas. It's very interesting.
My pleasure. Thank you.